90% of parenting is just thinking about when you can lay down again. Relaxing mommy.
Being a father is the single greatest feeling on earth, not including those wonderful years I spent without a child, of course. Ryan Reynolds.
A 2-year-old is kind of like having a blender, but you don't have a top for it. Jerry Seinfeld.
Having children is like having a bowling alley installed in your brain. Martin Mull.
Cleaning your house while your kids are still growing up is like shoveling the sidewalk before it stops snowing. Phyllis Diller.
Everybody knows how to raise children, except the people who have them. PJ O'Rourke.
From what I can gather, motherhood is just repeatedly getting up after having just sat down 2 seconds ago. Lauren Mullen.
Any kid will run any errand for you if you ask at bedtime. Red Skelton.
Having children is like living in a frat house. Nobody sleeps, everything's broken, and there's a lot of throwing up. Ray Romano.
A child's laughter is the sweetest music to a parent's ears. Unknown.
I love when my kids tell me they're bored, as if the lady standing in front of a full sink of dirty dishes is where you go to get ideas about how to have a good time. Anonymous.
A child's smile is the most beautiful reward a parent can receive.
Oh.
Unknown.
I thought I'd never be the annoying person, but as soon as Winnie was born, I was showing iPhone snaps to a cab driver. Jimmy Fallon.
I've never met a 2-year-old who is terrible. I'm so cool with every stage my daughter goes through. I just think she's amazing. I hope she's not looking at me thinking, moms, are the terrible 30s coming on with you? Katie Holmes.
My biggest parenting conundrum. Why is it so hard to put someone who is already sleepy to sleep? Chrissy Teigen.
If you have never been hated by your child, you have never been a parent.
Yep.
Betty Davis.
Mothers all want their sons to grow up to be president, but they don't want them to become politicians in the process. John F. Kennedy.
In the happiest of our childhood memories, our parents were happy too. Robert Brawl.
It's not difficult to take care of a child. It's difficult to do anything else while taking care of a child. Julianne Moore.
My children are the reason I laugh and want to get up every morning. Gina Lee Nolan.
My father used to play with my brother and me in the yard. Mother would come out and say, "You're tearing up the grass." "We're not raising grass," Dad would reply. "We're raising boys." Harmon Killebrew.
Never lend your car to anyone to whom you have given birth. Irma Bombeck.
A dysfunctional family is any family with more than one person in it. Mary Carr.
Never raise your hand to your children. It leaves your midsection unprotected. Robert Orban.
Nobody is hungrier than the kid who has been told it's time for bed. Unknown.
The easiest way to shop with kids is not to. Relaxing mommy.
The interesting thing about being a mother is that everyone wants pets, but no one but me cleans the kitty litter. Meryl Streep.
Not all who wander are lost. Some are just moms in Target, hiding from their kids. Anonymous.
Parenting is like a roller coaster ride. It has its ups and downs, but it's worth every moment. Unknown.
Parents were invented to make children happy by giving them something to ignore. Ogden Nash.
That's what children are for, that their parents may not be bored. Ivan Turgenev.
People who say they sleep like babies usually don't have them. Leo J. Burke.
Sleep at this point is just a concept, something I'm looking forward to investigating in the future. Amy Poehler.
The joy of parenting comes from witnessing the miracle of your child's growth and development. Unknown.
The most beautiful thing in the world is to see your children smiling and knowing that you're the reason behind their smile.
Oh, look.
Anonymous.
The only things kids wear out faster than their shoes is their parents. John J. Plump.
When you look at your life, the greatest happiness is family happiness. Joyce Brothers.
You know you've grown a lot as a parent when you watch your kid lick something in public and think, he's licked worse. At Perfect Pending.
You will always be your child's favorite toy. Vicky Lansky.
It's a funny thing about mothers and fathers. Even when their own child is the most disgusting little blister you could ever imagine, they still think that he or she is wonderful. Roald Dahl.
The quickest way for a parent to get a child's attention is to sit down and look comfortable. Lane Allinghouse.
There is only one pretty child in the world, and every mother has it. Chinese proverb.
The perfect time for kids to ask questions, need to go to the bathroom, or request more food is bedtime. Anonymous.
Toddlers should come with their own cleanup crew. Anonymous.
No one makes more observations than a child sharing a stall with his mother inside a public restroom. At LH Lauder.
88% of parenting is saying it's bedtime 150 times between 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock every night. At Sardonic Tart.
Parenthood is a journey, except it's just traveling from room to room, putting away the same toys all day long. At One Funny Mummy.
Parenting is mostly just informing kids how many more minutes they have of something. At Yo-Yo-Ha.
Hell hath no fury like a toddler whose sandwich has been cut into squares when they wanted triangles. Anonymous.
You know you're a parent when you've washed yourself with baby wipes to save time in the morning. Anonymous.
I asked my mom if I was adopted. She said, not yet, but we placed an ad. Dana Snow.
Driving around at 3 a.m. with soft music on the radio isn't normal, but as a parent it is. At Batman, 1285.
Currently helping my son search for his chocolate that I ate last night. Hypercraxy.
Motherhood is an extreme sport. That's why we have to wear workout clothes every day. Anonymous.
Save your voice calling for your kids. Just open a bag of chips and they'll materialize out of nowhere. At This One Says.
5-year-olds say the cutest things like, I love you. And hey, Mom, when you just took your pants off, everything was all jiggly and wiggly. At Discord.
Becoming a mom to me means that you have accepted that for the next 16 years of your life, you will have a sticky purse. Mia Vardolas.
According to my kid, the perfect amount of time to stay at the park is 5 more minutes. At Rockabilly J.
I didn't realize I was supposed to know how to do everything by my second rodeo. That's still a very low number of rodeos. At Simon Cholland.
No one is more passionate about their kids' back-to-school opinion than my friends who don't have kids. At Sid Beer.
Sometimes I have to dig through the trash to reread the instructions for mac and cheese. At mommy_cusses.
When I tell my kids I'll do something in a minute, what I'm really saying is, please forget. At Sarcastic Mommy 4.
My kid is turning out just like me. Well played, Karma. Well played.
Aw, you're so
Anonymous.
sweet.
Welcome to parenthood. Your full-time job is now putting throw pillows back on the couch. Copy Mama.
I'm sorry for all the things I said when my toddler wouldn't nap. Unfiltered Mama. I'm just a mom, standing in front of my husband, trying to say something that I can no longer remember because my kid interrupted us 75 times. At LH Lauder.
I'd love to be a Pinterest mom, but it turns out I'm more of an Amazon Prime mom. Anonymous.
It's like no one in my family appreciates that I stayed up all night overthinking for them. Anonymous.
The biggest thing I remember is that there was just no transition. You hit the ground diapering. Paul Reiser.
Before having a kid, the most important thing to ask yourself is, am I ready to watch the exact same cartoon on repeat for the next 4 years? At Rob Fee.
Having one child makes you a parent. Having 2 kids makes you a referee. David Frost.
The best thing about trying to name a baby is realizing how many people you hate. At Brian Garr.
I can't find your kids? Don't worry, sit on the toilet. They'll find you. At Mama Jessie C.
You can be a mess and still be a good mom. We are allowed to be both. At Katie Bingham Smith.
Just because I'm a mom doesn't mean I'm not spontaneous anymore. Will I get out of these pajama pants today? Maybe, maybe not. You just don't know. At Divergent Mama.
When a kid asks a sibling to play a game of tag, they're basically asking if their sibling wants to take a jog that ends in a fight. At Parent Normal.
Then suddenly you're a mom declaring ownership over swept dirt on the kitchen floor yelling, "Don't you dare walk through my dirt pile." That looks like tut-tut.
Before I had kids, I didn't know I could ruin someone's day by saying, "Get dressed, please." At Sarcastic Mommy 4.
I tucked my kids in last night and said, "See you in the morning," and then we laughed and laughed. Saw them 16 more times before sunrise. At Adult_Mom.
Hi, my daughter will be late to school because she can zip her jacket by herself. At Kasujulia.